Hi, Veno here. We've looked at the current point of and as death, within and as this existence, that when you die, this life, it's done, the end, for self, within and as this existence, eternally. It's the finality. It's where we are now within this existence, the finality. It was inevitable. I mean, there's definitely no way we can continue as is, or even be accepted and allowed to continue as is. There's got to be a line, and we've drawn it. And lo and behold, the only ones that can and will make a difference, a stop, a change, is the very creators of ourselves and what is here. Us, ourselves, individually and together. Individually and together meaning those individuals that stand up together will and can make a change that is best for all in walking the principle of and as equality and oneness. Individually and together does not mean all of humanity is needed or required to change this world through ourselves. I mean, there will probably be beings stupid enough to try and attempt to challenge what we're saying through or by waiting for death. But I mean, when you're dead, it's kind of going to be too late, because you can't come back. So I suggest consider having common sense as one of your primary attributes, and assist and support yourself in seeing what this reality as self and internal reality as self is in fact showing or revealing about and of self. And doing this through and by introspection and self-investigation into the reality of self and the world. And you'll in fact see for yourself the reality of what we're showing you. That individually and together we're responsible for what is here within ourselves, our worlds, and the world as a whole. And that through assisting and supporting yourself in walking, writing, and speaking of and as self-forgiveness, which is taking the first steps of walking with breath and self-honesty as the process of introspection and self-investigation, you'll see and prove to yourself that you can and will in fact change you. Each being just needs to see, realize, and live this together, and do this in and as a principle that's best for all, equal and one. So we change ourselves and together within that context, and so change the world. Alright, now that we've looked at another perspective within the point of self as the context of developing, establishing common sense in assisting and supporting self to realize that we're responsible for who we are and how and what we live, so as to open a window of opportunity for those willing to see and hear. And so literally start waking up and wiping the sleep off of their eyes as their manifested pre-programming of and as mind. Let's get to the discussion within this particular specific interview, which is children and the birthing of children within and as this world or reality. Let's be frank. We've really fucked up this reality, equal to and one with how we fucked up ourselves. I mean, really, you just need to take the simple step of looking, and in that looking, seeing how we're in fact accepting and allowing ourselves to exist within our own, and so also within this world as a whole. I mean, the rich and the elite think or believe that they're protected from manifested consequence, that what happens in other parts of this world doesn't and won't affect them. Though, I have one point for you to consider. Money, in the current internal state or condition of the human being of mind, will not protect you from other human beings and will not protect you from yourself. I mean, there's events playing out in this world where people that's been friends for years suddenly turn against each other and kill. No one in fact knows each other because no one in fact knows themselves on all levels, through and through, into and out of the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. So we're not protected from ourselves. Money cannot do that. So the rich and elite we suggest reassessing and reevaluating the perception or idea you have about or of safety. This world is slowly but surely self-destructing, as we within ourselves is accepting and allowing ourselves to self-destruct, as the self deconstructs into and as the constructs of an as mind, and we've separated ourselves into parts as personalities, as we've lost total control, directive principle of who we are and how and what we live through and as our own human physical bodies, equal to and one with how we've in fact lost control, directive principle within and as this world as a whole. So we're out of control, literally, internally and externally. So you literally have a mind, a system running you, for you, through you. This should be concerning that you don't have directive principle of you within yourself, that you yourself don't in fact thus know what you're capable of. Again, you don't in fact know yourself. As we continue with these interviews, we'll obviously go into the design, manifestation of an as self as the mind consciousness system. And self will in fact see for self the extent of possession we're in fact in through the physical as mind. So each human being will face their manifested consequence. No matter where you are, you cannot hide from reality, the physical, real reality of self. You're as much part of this world as any other human being, and this world is all's manifested consequence together, equal in one. So, obviously, within this, you're going to face manifested consequence with and along with everyone together, equal and one. Therefore, to assist and support self in getting a move on, in facing, stopping and standing up from manifest consequence within self and one's world, is suggested, and stopping the hope as the dangling carrot for a better life or the continued mirage of safety and protection. Because you as your manifested consequence will catch up exactly as humanity as a whole manifested consequence has caught up to us within and as the current state and manifested existence of this world reality that we're currently existing within. The human race is over. We're now stopping and returning to the dark ages, so to speak, with most of humanity living in such conditions at this stage. Assist and support self to start sorting out self, in getting a grip on self and one's world or reality, in grounding and rooting oneself back to the earth here through the physical as breath. In this process of destiny I process especially, you walk a practical structural process through and as self as mind, the conscious, subconscious, unconscious, physical mind and resonances within that of constructs and systems as personality and personality behaviors on all levels, as a practical guided process of getting to know self as what self exists as through the mind in the physical. As we've stated, suggest getting to know self so that you can prepare yourself for what you're going to be facing as yourself as manifested consequence within self and one's world, so as to prepare yourself to be able to face it, stop it and stand up from within it, and in fact change self and self's world, rather than having to give the responsibility over to one's total mind consciousness system in having to find out through events and or physical experiences within self and one's world what self-manifested consequence is as self, where it usually then it's too late to change self or one's world, and one's life literally becomes but a stumbling through manifested consequence unto death, simply because self didn't want to take that one moment within that one breath to self-realize self-responsibility. I mean, as we've said, there's consequence for each and every single thought, word and deed. And your experience in this reality, and this goes for each and every single human being, no matter where or who you are, will be determined by and through you within and as the self-responsibility you take or not. So, now that we've got some perspective in relation to the current state or condition of the human being and humanity as this world within the troublesome reality that we face within ourselves, towards each other, and this world as a whole. Let's get back to the point of and as children. From my perspective, within having a look at the current state, the current condition of the human being within ourselves, our own personal worlds or realities, and the world or reality as a whole, we don't deserve bringing actual real beings into this world, this reality, within the state, the condition that it currently is and exists as. With parents raising children in fear, living with and as this fear for the rest of their life, because of the knowledge and understanding that children are not safe and not in fact secured within an absolute unwavering certainty of being all right and okay in this world. Nothing is certain in a child's life, as nothing is certain in the parents' lives. It's like everything is constantly seesawing on this precipice of everything and nothing, where one's life can change in one moment, in a matter of hours, and you can lose everything and be left with nothing. This is the extent of dependency that currently exists towards money within as and of the world system, where one's total life, everything, is dependent on, connected to, interwoven with and as money as the world system. And if the system decides to let you go, you're left with nothing. And we've become so dependent, so defined into and as this world system of money, that it's near to impossible to survive and continue living in this world, on this earth, without it. Money is life. This stress, this fear of one's life is a constant presence within and as beings, and everything of parents is exerted externally towards the system to ensure everything in their reality remains relatively stable, at least afloat, and maybe secure, with certainty only lasting the day or during the day that one lays one's head to rest and know that you've made it through this one day. Yet, the next day, it starts all over again, plummeting into the fear of survival, the fear of death. And so one cycles through the days in constant, continuous fear for oneself, one's family, one's life. Children are not safe or secure in this world. No matter where you are or live, danger is always here. I mean, yes, some in this world can create temporary safe environments of security, but there's always the knowing, the understanding that one cannot protect secure and safe children from all the dangers that is existent and probable within this world, this reality. Because this world is and has become dangerous, as we cannot even trust ourselves within our own mind, let alone trust each other, and in that, fear prevails, fear manifests, fear reigns. I mean, this is not an experience, a life we would have wanted for ourselves. Living in fear, living as fear. A world I would like to enter is a world where everyone embraces me. Where it's like I'm walking into a mother's womb, so to speak, with the entire earth, this existence as my father, and the world and all and everything within it as my equals, as one. And I'm sure parents-to-be and parents that currently are would be grateful for the experience of bringing a child as self into this world without fear, but with the knowing and the infactness of an as absolute trust, that this being will be secured, protected, safe, and guarded by all equal and one, and have the ability, the opportunity to always, in all ways, explore, live, and experience their utmost absolute potential, boundless, limitless, eternal. I mean, this is heaven on earth. This is a world that experience to give to children as a gift to self, to explore, live, and experience self within a world, an existence, where everything is taken care of and cared for, and you have the opportunity to explore, live, and experience the true, real, in fact meaning of life, with everyone and everything assisting and supporting each other as they would themselves. I mean, come on. Such a world is possible. We need only live it. At the moment, though, it's all in reverse, where the only protected environment for a child at this stage is the mother's womb for the first 9 months. And God, even that is and has become a danger zone of sorts with regards to the state and condition of foods, the environment, drugs, medications, where everything that's supposed to assist and support the human physical body naturally of and from the earth, as what the earth unconditionally provide, has been used and abused for profit and greed, for the purposed continuation of money within the money system, for the functioning of the world system. So the human physical body has adapted and changed to the altered foods that's now only produced and manufactured for those locked into a position within the world system. And the manifested consequence of our accepted and allowed interference with and as nature, as the earth, without in fact understanding, realizing the consequences due to the relationships, the fiber, the fabric of the actual physical reality we've been using and abusing, is also emerging as counter effects foods are busy creating within and as the human physical bodies, short-term and long-term, in the physical conditions of illness, disease, viruses that is emerging, manifesting, and evolving. I mean, come on, we cannot expect ourselves to literally barge into a reality, a physical existence, literally turn it inside out, uproot, change, alter the very fabric, the fiber of and as this physical existence, and then think or believe everything's going to be fine, when we did not in fact investigate, stand equal to and one with what is here. Well, now the manifested consequence is emerging, is manifesting as our own creation, is showing its face in how the human physical body is and has been reacting to foods. Food that we need, require to survive in this world or reality. We've been a danger to Earth, we've endangered what is here, and now we're in danger from and of ourselves as our own creation. I mean, food is supposed to be a human right, equal and one, as it is what this earth in fact provides unconditionally. This earth where we're all living and experiencing ourselves on, equal and one. Yet, due to and because of money, in how the world system is set up within and of it, food is now a privilege for only the privileged who can secure money through a position in and as the world system. And due to the closed system design of and as the world system, only a handful of humanity can secure a position within the world system, while the majority of humanity fight for survival within deprivation, starvation, and death, where the certainty that all children will in fact have food when born into this world is non-existent. I mean, we're supposed to take care of each other in this world. We're living on this earth, in this world together. Instead, we've given this responsibility away to a system, a world system that obviously do not regard life, equal and one, but honors money as its god. And in that, money has become life. And we've come to worship money instead of honoring the life of a child, equal to and one with how we'd honor our own lives, in giving the child as ourselves everything and all that is needed, required unconditionally to live absolutely in and as this world and reality. This world reality that has currently become a place where it's literally like everything is attacking birth, a new life. Everything is tainted with and as destruction, destroying the beginning of something before it's even begun. The battle for life and living starting from the moment of conception, where it's like everything is against you from the get-go and only the lucky and fortunate make it through into this world. And then making it through in this world for a whole lifetime and being okay and fine becomes nothing short of a miracle within and when looking at the context of the current state and condition of the physical and this world and the human being within and as it. We have the responsibility and the ability to change the condition of ourselves, and so